Hey, what is going on, everybody? Matthew from therighttrader.com back again with another cryptocurrency video. Look at this beautiful Litecoin chart that I drew for you guys. Very clear drawings, and you can see here that we are replicating the same exact pattern that we had during the previous crypto winter. Okay, so right now we are approximately right in this area over here. Now, some people might make a case that this area over here was this pump right here, but most realistically, that pump is correlating to this pump that we had right after the drop. And mind you, right, we actually pumped harder the second time around on the dead cat bounce, which is not necessarily a bad sign. It showed that there is more strength than in the past. Now, Litecoin is a coin that I really like. Guys, I have a special story about Litecoin because this is one of the first cryptos that I knew kind of right when I found out of Bitcoin. I found out about Litecoin, and you know, people didn't really know if one was going to outperform the other back then. Now you can see Litecoin is a top 15 crypto, $91, market cap of 6.6 billion. But back then, right, they were both pretty small coins, and I remember that Litecoin was only at $2 or so, $2-3, and I believe Bitcoin was maybe around $200-300. And I remember when Litecoin was literally trading at around $2-3, I thought, you know, maybe I should have some of it and keep it for the long term. I believe I might have mined a very small amount, but I never kept it, or I don't know what happened to it. But obviously, right, we did reach an all-time high in this coin of over $400, and I think that we're long due for finally breaking out of what has been a very long-term cup and handle formation. Okay, you can see we got the cup formation here. This long drawn-out pullback is the handle, and we're probably going to make a second round quite soon here as we come towards the end of the crypto winter to come back towards the all-time highs. And I think third time will be a charm here, where we will break out above the previous resistance and start heading onwards towards $1,000. We could quite honestly even see $2,000, guys. Now, one of the things that I wanted to talk about in this video is, you know, Litecoin. If we go ahead and check out their website, they have always been quite honest about what they are, right? Which is they are basically the silver to Bitcoin's gold. And I think that that is a pretty fair comparison. Okay, mind you as well that Litecoin has been one of the best performing cryptos, altcoins, in the entire crypto bear market. Okay, that is a very big difference compared to other coins out there. Now, what's interesting here is Litecoin is one of the few cryptos that's green here in the last few days, and that is because people are really seeing the value in Litecoin right now. Now, I'll get back to the more detailed chart in just a second here, guys, but going back to the gold and silver comparison, here I literally have a price chart of gold, right? Now, Bitcoin would be the equivalent to gold, and you can see that there's general, you know, strong uptrend, general steadiness in the price, even on the pullbacks, even when it's not bullish, the price is quite steady, right? And you can see that silver, although it does perform quite well, you can see here in the last, for example, 5-year chart, it's actually outperformed gold, but silver is always a little bit more volatile, guys, and you'll see that on the all-time chart frame that you know, when it pumps, it does pump quite a lot, but it also gets stronger pullbacks and can kind of be in a slump for a little bit longer, right? And that's actually very similar to what Litecoin experienced back in the past. Okay, now, like I said, this is not necessarily a bad thing. If anything, this provides quite a nice buying opportunity in my opinion, not financial advice. But I think that here, you know, in the next few weeks and months, we're going to climb up to around $144, right? Which would be right in line with the previous high that we had in the mid-cycle bear market pump that we had back here. Now, yes, this time around, we could pump a little bit more, right? Since, you know, maybe we'll break out a little bit extra to 187, something like that. But regardless, right, we're probably going to pull back and stay in this range exactly like we did back here, okay? We could even come all the way back towards the low end of this range, maybe towards $50 or so. And after that, we'll be ready to finally get our big breakout, guys. That's the move you really don't want to miss, is going to be the second move after the pullback over here, right? Because that's going to be the equivalent to this right here. Now, what's even more crazy this time around is there's a lot of value proposition for Litecoin. First off, we have a pretty huge price increase potential, right? Which people aren't going to want to miss out on that. Especially that this time around, we're probably going to break out above this, which means that we're probably going to at least do double in terms of price. compared to what we have done, right? So at least $800 or so. I think very likely that would even hit $1,000, and possibly even onwards towards $1,500, $2,000. So there is more price appreciation potential than in the past here due to the breakout. Now, what I like even more, guys, is the fact that now if we look at the crypto ranking, okay, there's not that many proof of work coins, right? Bitcoin and Litecoin are kind of the only two main ones that are going to stay proof of work. Okay, we also got Ethereum Classic, but Litecoin here, right, has mostly always been a little bit bigger than Ethereum Classic, right? I wouldn't say it's more known. I think both of those coins have a value proposition, but Litecoin's value proposition is very simple, right? It's just the silver version of crypto. Now, of course, needless to say that Litecoin does have a limited circulating supply, albeit a bit more than, you know, Bitcoin, which is very similar to that gold and silver comparison, right? They're both scarce asset, but there's less gold than silver, okay? So there's less Bitcoin than Litecoin, but that doesn't mean that it's not scarce and valuable. Now, over time, right, you can see in the last 8 years that this has performed since its inception. Okay, not all cryptos have this. Now, yes, Litecoin did not perform as good as Bitcoin, which I'd say is one of the only downsides to Litecoin. Is it's not going to be easy for Litecoin to outperform Bitcoin. Okay, it hasn't managed to do so yet, and it's probably going to have trouble doing so or outperforming Bitcoin in the future, but that doesn't mean that it can't move very nicely. Okay, especially right now with the chart setup it has, it's even clearer than the Bitcoin price setup. Now, that combined with the fact that in only 130 days, guys, remind you, this is a proof of work network, okay, which is true to the original crypto concept. There's only 130 days till the next Litecoin halving, okay? Now you can see here, they say Litecoin is designed as a deflationary currency. After every 840,000 blocks are mined, approximately every 4 years, the block reward halves, okay? Big difference, guys. Bitcoin over here is 381 days away from its Bitcoin halving, block halving, okay? So this could add extra bullishness to Litecoin specifically here in the shorter term, guys. And you can see that that's been reflected as well in the price, okay? Mind you, we are now up, you know, over 120% compared to the peak bottom here in the bear market. Now, all these things should be making you quite bullish, okay? Like I said, not financial advice. I'm just showing you what I'm seeing. And the last thing that I wanted to mention here, guys, is the fact that you know, we see the halving cycle coming up. We see, you know, the limited supply, how people really need these more classical type of coins, right, that are just meant to be almost inflation hedges, right? And Litecoin is one of the very few out there, right? It's probably one of 3, right? And probably the 2 best ones here for this specific purpose that we're talking about, right, to counter inflation, be a decentralized currency that you can use anywhere in the world. Bitcoin and Litecoin are the 2 best ones in that category, period, okay? And they're both very similar, right? Litecoin is a fork of Bitcoin at the end of the day. Litecoin does have some small advantages over Bitcoin, like it is very fast to use. I like to use it myself, but Bitcoin will always be Bitcoin, guys. Just like how gold will always be more valuable, gold will always be gold, Bitcoin will always be Bitcoin. But that doesn't mean Litecoin can't do well here, and its chart setup is absolutely golden, guys. Now, the last thing that I wanted to show you before we end this video is going to be the Litecoin to Bitcoin chart, okay? This is a very important chart to stay realistic on things. Now, I'm going to go over to a much larger time frame and show you that, unfortunately, guys, be careful with Litecoin, just because of the fact that if I go ahead and clean up this chart, Litecoin has historically not managed whatsoever to outperform Bitcoin, right? Because this is Litecoin, instead of being priced to US dollar, it's priced compared to Bitcoin. And you can see that against Bitcoin, it has only lost value over time, guys, right? Bitcoin is very hard to beat in the crypto space. Now, right now, okay, it hasn't happened just yet, but we have bottomed. And I think that bottom is going to hold, okay? So that is the first thing to notice. Now, the second thing to notice is the fact that this has been a pretty long, drawn-out downtrend where we could be coming up, okay? Arguably, if you take this shorter downtrend, we've broken out of that, but we're not that far off from seeing a breakout here, guys, okay? Just maybe a few more months, and we could see that breakout. Well, this looks like a longer term time frame, but you get the point that I'm making, okay? As soon as this breaks out against Bitcoin, things are going to start flying even more for Litecoin. But regardless, right, just in terms of USD price, I think it remains one of the better coins to stay against a hedge against inflation, and, you know, staying true to the decentralized currency purpose, just like Bitcoin. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to go follow me on Twitter, posting a bunch of stuff on there, crypto insights, link in the description, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day.